Hello everyone and welcome to another video on the channel GeoMed. Today I'm going to show you some 10 basic GeoGuessr Battle Royale tips on how to get better. It's really aimed at beginners, so some of you might already know most of the tips, but I hope you still find it useful, and if you did, I'd appreciate it if you leave a like and subscribe to the channel, as always. So yeah, let's get right into the first tip. So the first tip I have for you is that not all countries are featured on Streetview and thus on GeoGuessr. So it happens a lot that I see on the right hand side that people are making guesses of countries that are not featured on GeoGuessr. So there's no way they will be in Battle Royale. So for example, in this video, we can see Iran, we can see the flag of Iran, we can see the flag of, I'm not even sure what country that is it Mozambique? But it's definitely a country that's not on GeoGuessr. We can see Mali here. So there's a lot of guesses that are being made of people that don't know that not every country is on GeoGuessr. So keep that in mind. So what you can see here is the map maker on GeoGuessr. So yeah, this is used to create a map yourselves. And this shows you what parts of the world are being covered in GeoGuessr. So as you can see, for example, for South America, you can see that Guyana, Suriname, French Guiana, Venezuela are not being covered on Street View, so not on GeoGuessr as well. So you can't get these countries in Battle Royale. And I think for Africa, it's even more clear. You can see a lot of countries that have no Street View coverage, so they can never be featured on GeoGuessr. So the only countries that you can get in Africa on Street View are Tunisia, Senegal, Ghana, Nigeria, Uganda, Kenya, and then the South African countries, which is South Africa, Botswana, Eswatini, and Lesotho. And those are the only countries that you can get. So you can see that there is some footage and some coverage on the other countries, but they are never going to be on Battle Royale, at least not now. So keep that in mind for Africa. And same goes for Asia. So you can see that a lot of countries are not going to be featured on GeoGuessr, and I see them in the guesses quite a lot of the times. So Kazakhstan, China, Turkmenistan, Uzbekistan, those are all countries that are not going to be on Battle Royale. So yeah, that's something to keep in mind, is that not every country is going to be on GeoGuessr. So the second tip that I have for you guys is have a quick look at the sun, because it can help you determining whether you're in the northern or in the southern hemisphere. So you can do so by looking at the compass as well. As you see here on the left, you can see that there is a compass on GeoGuessr, and the red arrow is going to point towards the north, whether the white part is going to point towards the south. So you can use that in combination with the sun to determine if the sun is in the south or in the north. And if the sun is in the south, then you're going to be in the northern hemisphere, and vice versa. So here, for example, we can see that I can see some Portuguese writing, but because I had a look at the sun before, I knew that the sun was in the north, which means that we were in the southern hemisphere. And because of that, I knew it was Brazil and not Portugal, because those are the only two countries that speak Portuguese in GeoGuessr. So yeah, that's how I got this. The next tip is find out which side of the road that we're driving on. Because as you know, in some countries they're driving on the left, but in other countries they're driving on the right. So finding out which side of the road we're driving on is going to help you narrowing down the countries that it can be in GeoGuessr Battle Royale. So for example, here I can see some English signs, but I saw that we were driving on the right side. So we saw some cars in the beginning, and yeah, that made me realize, or made me determine, that it was not Australia, what I thought at first, but that it was the United States, because it couldn't be the UK or Ireland either. So that's why I went for the US and got it right. Visual of which countries are driving on the right and which ones are driving on the left. So as you can see, most countries are driving on the right, especially in Europe, except for the UK and Ireland. So yeah, you can see the other countries here. Obviously, Australia is driving on the left, and then the southern countries in Africa are also driving on the left, and then there's India, Bangladesh, Malaysia, Singapore, and a few other ones. I'll put the link in the description to this picture, so yeah, make sure that you have a look. So the next tip I have for you is know your country flags, because it's gonna happen a lot of the times that you can see a flag hanging out of a window or just hanging close to a famous building or whatever. That's going to happen a lot in GeoGuessr Battle Royale. So make sure you know your flags and you can immediately recognize which country you're in. And it's also going to help you with the guesses on the right hand side because, yeah, you don't see the country that people guessed, but you see the flag. So if you don't know the flag, then, yeah, it's basically useless information. So make sure that you know your country flags, and, yeah, that will help you get better at Battle Royale. So a very fun way for you to train your knowledge on flags is going to be using a Sporkle quiz. I'll put a link in the description, but there is a quiz on Sporkle. Shout out to GZEGB because he made a quiz with all of the 87 country or island flags that are going to be on GeoGuessr. So that will help you out in training your knowledge on GeoGuessr or on your flags. So yeah, make sure to have a look there and to train your flags, because then you can get better at this game and you can yeah, you can learn all of your flags. There's not that many, so yeah, that's gonna be a cool and a fun way to train your flags. So tip number 5 is take your time in the first round, because you can't be eliminated in the first round. There's 10 people participating. If you all get the correct country, then everyone's going to go through the next round. So that's something to bear in mind. Take your time, don't rush it. You have 3 guesses, use them, but don't use them straight away. Just walk around a little bit because you've got time and you can easily, yeah, just slowly walk around and yeah, make your guess even in the final second if you're not sure. So yeah, no one's going to be eliminated in the first round. Be aware of that and take your time. So the next tip is have a look at the guesses that are already made by other people. So for example, in this round, I can see some Eastern European language, at least that's what I think. But I just slowly let the other guesses come in, and I see what other people guess. And in the end, I found out that it is Poland. So yeah, that's gonna be a helpful tip as well. Is just look at the guesses that are already made, and that's where your language or your flag knowledge is gonna come in handy. If you know your flags, you know what countries are gonna be wrong, and yeah, that way you might be able to figure out what country you're in exactly. And this is also going to come in handy. For example, when someone is, if you see someone is guessing Australia and it's wrong, but then 1 second later he guesses right, and you can't see obviously what the right country is, but then it's very likely that it's going to be New Zealand because the countries are very much alike. So if I see that happening, someone guessing Australia and then immediately after that getting the right answer, then I think it's New Zealand, and I most of the times I get it right as well. So that's something to keep in mind. Tip number 7 is actually a tip for GeoGuessr in general and not just for Battle Royale. And the tip is study the meta. So meta stands for most effective tactics available. And in the gaming industry, it means that you're trying to find loopholes on how to be effective at winning a game. And that's no different in GeoGuessr. There are a lot of clues on GeoGuessr that beginners might not know. And I won't go into the detail about all of them. I'll probably save that for another video, so let me know if you want to see me do that. I do know a few of the meta tips, but I don't know all of them, so I'll just point out a few in this video. So the first clue that I want to point out is the Google car. Always have a look at the Google car. Here in this example, we could see that there was a roof rack on top of the Google car. And that's a big clue that we're in certain country, because only certain countries have a roof rack on the car. And in this particular one, we can see that there was black tape on the side of the roof rack. And if you can see that you're in Africa, which you can see by the people or by the landscape, then you know that you're in Ghana, because only Ghana has black tape on the side of the car. And in this one, we can see the roof rack on the Google car again. We're in Africa again, but now we don't see the black tape, but we do see like a rift is what it's called in the community. It's like a blurred image in the sky, like a blurred line, and that's what we call a rift. And if you see that in combination with a roof rack in Africa, then it's always going to be Senegal. So that's something to keep in mind. And then in this example, we can see the roof rack again, but we're clearly not in Africa, because you can see by the landscape and by the people. And that means that we're in Asia, and it's only going to be Kyrgyzstan or it's gonna be Mongolia. And because of the scenery, you can kind of see that that it is Kyrgyzstan and not Mongolia. And then another one is the rift in the sky again, because you also have those in two European countries. So if you see that the scenery is kind of European looking, then it can only be Albania or Montenegro. So in this case, you can see me guess both countries simultaneously or after each other, just because I'm pretty sure it's one of those because of the meta. And I was right in the end. So that's another tip in GeoGuessr. Just guess, yeah, just guess them both if you know that there is a rift in the sky. The next step is lock in your guess in the final rounds because it's going to help you to put pressure on your opponents. Even if you're doubting between two countries, in my opinion, it's always worth it to lock in the first country and then guess your alternative after that, immediately after that. So even if you get the right answer, but you don't lock in your guess and your opponents do lock in your guess and they're right, then you're going to be eliminated. So keep that in mind. I would always lock in a guess in the last round. Tip number 9 is learn from your mistakes and explore the neighborhood and the landscape. So even if I make the right guess on a country that I don't really know much about, then I tend to move around a little bit and explore the city or the mountains or the landscape, the language, even the people, just to learn and get better at recognizing the country. So next time I might have an idea where we are, more or less. So yeah, that's another tip. And more importantly, enjoy. Because thanks to GeoGuessr, you'll explore some extraordinary places in the world. And for me personally, it's one of the major reasons that I love this game so much, as I really miss traveling and exploring different cultures in real life. So don't forget to lean back and enjoy the beautiful creatures of nature. And last but not least, the final tip is subscribe to the channel. And I'm really sorry for the self-promotion here and sorry for everyone who thought that this would be a mind-blowing tip. But the reason I'm saying this is that there will be more videos in the future on GeoGuessr, and I always try to explain my reasoning as to why I think it's a certain country or a certain city, no matter what map I'm playing. So if you don't want to miss future videos, then be sure to subscribe to the channel. And yeah, then I hope to see you on a next video. So that was it. I hope you found it helpful and you will win some more Battle Royale games in the future. If you did, then definitely let me know in the comments below. And don't forget to leave a like on the video. That would be highly appreciated as always. And I hope to see you in the next video. Thanks everyone. Bye.